Good morning dear students, welcome once again. This time we are going to take away SST for class 5, chapter number 4, soil resources. Let's try to understand what is a soil and what are different kinds of soil. In this chapter we are basically focusing on what is soil and what are different kinds of soil. So let's try to understand the soil, but before that let's have a jump start. We have certain questions which are given in the book. The dash layer of the earth's crust is known as soil. So which layer of the earth's crust is known as soil? The top layer of the earth's crust, or you can say the uppermost layer of the earth's crust. So either you can write top or you can write uppermost. So the top or uppermost layer of the earth's crust is known as soil. Moving on to the next question. It takes thousands of years for the soil to be formed from dash. So it takes thousands of years for the soil to be formed from rocks. Always remember that it takes 1,000 years for the soil to be formed from rocks, and it is the rocks that make up the soil. The breaking of rocks, weathering up of rocks forms the soil. Dash soil is used for making bricks. Which soil is used for making bricks? It is laterite soil. So laterite soil is used for making bricks. A plant gets dash and dash from the soil. What are the things that a plant gets from soil? Water and nutrients. Dash soil is very fertile and it is used for growing plants. So mind you, black soil is very fertile and it is used for growing up of plants. You always remember these things. Now let's begin the chapter. Soil. Soil, as you know, it is important natural resource. What is natural? Which comes from nature. So soil is an important natural resource. It comes from nature, and different kinds of soil is found in different parts of our country, India. Always remember that different kinds of soil are found in different parts of our country. It is general phenomenon, it is a common statement, right? But what is soil? It is important natural resource. Natural resource, those resources which come from nature. And what is resource? Those things which fulfill our needs are called resource. So soil is an important natural resource, and different kinds of soil is found in different parts of our country, India. Now let's learn about different kinds of soil. First is black soil. What is black soil? As the name suggests, it is black in color. Black soil is black in color. It is also called black lava soil. Mind you, the another name of black soil is black lava soil, as it is formed from lava rocks. Because it is formed from lava rocks, that's why the soil, black soil, is called black lava soil. What is lava? Yes, molten magma. Okay, which comes out after eruption of volcano. It is very fertile. One important characteristic of black soil is very fertile, and it is found in Deccan region like Maharashtra, your Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat. In these regions, black soil is found, and it is best for cultivation of cotton, sugarcane, wheat, oil seeds, millets and tobacco. So black soil is very fertile, it is black in color, it is also called black lava soil because it is formed from lava rocks. It is found in Deccan region like Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat, and it is best for cultivation of what kind of crops? It is best for cultivation of cotton, sugarcane, wheat, oil seeds, millets and tobacco. So this is about the black soil. You always remember these characteristic features of the black soil. Now red soil, it is not very fertile because as black soil is very fertile, this red soil is not very fertile, but it is rich in iron. Iron is an important component, it is an important nutrient which all the living organisms need. Red soil is not fertile, but it is rich in iron. It is very rich in iron. It is found in Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, parts of Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha and Jharkhand. So in many parts of the country, or you can say in different states, this red soil is found. It is found in Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, parts of Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha and Jharkhand. Okay. This soil is best for growing potatoes. This soil is best for growing up of potatoes. Moreover, for groundnuts. Also, it is used for millets. Millets, jowar, bajra, right? Ragi. For ragi also it is very useful. In south, this ragi is known as mudda. Okay, very nutritious food. Tobacco. Okay. Wheat and maize. So this red soil is used for growing potatoes, groundnuts, millets, ragi, tobacco, wheat and maize. Always remember these are the characteristic features of your black soil and your red soil. Okay. So everyone note it down. These are important features of black soil and red soil. Moving on to the next, alluvial soil. Now what are alluvial soil? Alluvial soil are formed when sand and silt comes together, when there is mixing of sand and silt. Sand and silt together forms this alluvial soil. So it is very fertile. First characteristic, alluvial soil is very fertile because your silt is very fertile. So alluvial soil is very fertile. It is fertile. The rivers flowing from Himalayan mountain and Deccan plateau. The rivers that are flowing from Himalayan mountain and the Deccan Plateau, parts of Maharashtra and those regions. Okay, these regions, river flowing, bring large deposits of silt and sand. So these rivers, when they flow, they bring large amount of silt and sand. These silt and sand get settled on the river banks. That means on the edge of the river they get settled, they get deposited on the end of the river, at the edge of the river. The silt and sand together form alluvial soil. So the silt and sand together they form the alluvial soil. So alluvial soil is found where? Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, West Bengal, etc. And it is suitable for cultivation of rice, maize, sugarcane, wheat and other crops. So the characteristic feature of alluvial soil, first you need to remember that it is fertile. Rivers flowing from Himalayan and Deccan Plateau bring large amount of silt and sand. These silt and sand together form the alluvial soil. Moreover, it is found in Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, West Bengal, and in these regions. And this is very suitable. Alluvial soil is suitable for cultivation of rice, maize, sugarcane, wheat. Okay. Another type of soil is your laterite soil. Laterite soil is not fertile and is red in color because of aluminium and iron. So always remember that laterite soil is not fertile. It is red in color due to aluminium and iron. One important use of laterite soil is bricks made of dried or baked laterite. So bricks are generally made up of laterite soil. Okay, they are dried or they are baked. That means they are put into fire. Okay, hot oven, and they are baked, and it is used for building material. Obviously, bricks are used for what? For building material. It is mainly found in Karnataka, Kerala, Maharashtra, Odisha, West Bengal, and in these states, and several other states are also there. Okay, but these are the main states: Karnataka, Kerala, Maharashtra, Odisha, West Bengal. Now, what kind of crops are being grown in laterite soil? Crops such as coffee, cashew, coconut, all these are cultivated in laterite soil. So all these are cultivated in laterite soil. Always remember these things, these characteristic features. Okay? Yes, you should always remember. Another type of soil is your desert soil. Very simple. From the very beginning you are learning about desert soil or deserty soil, right? Sand, which we usually call, right? It is light brown in color. So what is the color of the desert soil? It is light brown in color, found in desert areas of Rajasthan and Gujarat. So it is light brown in color, found in desert areas of Rajasthan and Gujarat. Because in Rajasthan you might remember that there is a big desert, right? Which is known as Thar desert, right? So this desert soil is basically found in these regions of Rajasthan and Gujarat. Very easy to remember. They are not fertile. These sands are not fertile. That's why very few plants grow in such kind of soil, desert soil. They are not fertile. However, they are suitable, they are useful in growing up of millets, wheat, maize, pulse, barley. Okay. Desert soil are not good for the plants, but they are suitable for growing millets, wheat, maize, pulses and barley. This thing you should know. So this is about the desert soil. Three characteristic of desert soil can be asked. So you should write it is light brown in color. It is found in desert areas of Rajasthan and Gujarat. They are not fertile. However, they are suitable for growing up of millets, wheat, maize, pulse and barley. Another kind of soil is your mountain soil. So mountain soil is rich in humus. So mountain soil is rich in humus and has a dark brown or black color. So mountain soil are generally rich in humus. What is humus? Humus are the dead parts of plants and animals that got mixed in the soil. These provide nutrition to the plants. More the humus in the soil, more it is good for the plants. You always remember. So mountain soil, it is rich in humus and has a dark brown or black color. It is found in mountainous area of Jammu and Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh. So basically mountainous soil, as the name suggests, are found in the regions of Himalaya or mountain. That's why this kind of soil is found in mountainous areas of Jammu and Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh. These kinds of soil are suitable, are useful for growing tropical fruits, right? Those fruits that are grown in generally warm and dry, humid conditions, okay, are called tropical fruits, generally citrus fruits, okay, sour fruits are tropical fruits. So it is suitable for growing up of tropical fruits. Saffron, your kesar and tea. Yes. So this mountain soil is very useful. It is suitable for growing tropical fruits, saffron, tea. Also found in hilly regions of Karnataka and Kerala. So this mountain soil in the North India, in the top, is useful. This mountain soil is found in the North India in Himalayan region and in Himachal Pradesh. Whereas in the south, when you comes to the bottom, it is found in Karnataka and Kerala. And for what it is used? It is used for growing up of tea, coffee, spices. So tea, coffee and spices are the several things that are cultivated, that are grown in your this mountain soil, right? Yes. So these are 6 types of soil that we need to study in this class. These are 6 different kinds of soil. So you should learn at least 3 to 4 characteristics of every soil and you should write it in the copy by remembering the points, by learning it. Okay. Now one important term comes, that is soil erosion. What do you mean by the term soil erosion? Wearing away. The word wearing means thinning. Thinning means eroding away, moving away, removing away. So when there is a layer and if you remove the layers, at last a thin sheet or you can say a thin layer will be left. So soil erosion is wearing away, thinning away and removal of the top layer of the soil due to various factors such as wind, water, etc. It is called soil erosion. So what is soil erosion? The wearing away or the removal of the top layer of the soil by the agents like wind, water, ice and several other factors. That is called soil erosion. So wearing away or removal of the top layer of the soil. Why we are talking about the top layer Because the top layer of the soil is very fertile. It contains more amount of humus, and it is only because of the top layer of the soil that plants are getting more and more nutrition. If you remove the top layer of the soil, then it is very difficult for you to grow the plants or the vegetation on that soil. So that's why we are talking about the removal of the top layer of the soil. And generally during erosion or in the process of soil erosion, the top layer of the soil, which is very fertile, that top layer of the soil gets eroded away, get blown away by the wind, or get washed away by the rainwater. Okay, so you always remember, if anyone asks you, what do you mean by soil erosion, you should say wearing away, thinning away, or removal of top layer of soil by various factors such as wind, water, etc., etc., is called soil erosion. Okay, you should remember this definition till class 10. Soil erosion, wearing away, removal of top fertile part of soil by various factors or agents like wind, water, ice, etc., is called soil erosion. Yes? Now, another term, deforestation. What do you mean by the term deforestation? Deforestation means cutting down of trees. Cutting down of trees is called deforestation. Now, why we are learning about deforestation over here? Because deforestation is an important factor for soil erosion. Soil erosion means wearing away or removal of top fertile part of the soil is called soil erosion. How the soil erosion takes place? Why it takes place? Because of these two factors, deforestation and overgrazing. Now you may ask me, what is deforestation? Cutting down of trees is called deforestation. How deforestation is responsible for soil erosion? You see, roots, which are an important part of the plant, trees, roots of tree hold the top layer of the soil. If plants are planted at a particular location and if the wind comes, it doesn't take away the top layer or fertile layer of the soil. Why? Because the roots of the trees hold the top layer of soil firmly. Firmly means tightly. Okay. So, it is the roots of the trees that hold, that grabs, catches, holds the top layer of soil firmly. So roots of the trees holds the soil together. When you cut down the trees, soil becomes loose. And once the soil becomes loose, and if the wind blows, it can the soil, the top part of the soil gets easily blown away by the wind, taken away by the wind when it is loose. Whereas if the roots of the trees are holding the top layer of the soil, wind can't take them away. The strong winds can't take these soil easily, or it is not washed down by the water also. If the soil is loose and if there is plenty of rainfall, then these are easily taken away. This top fertile part of the soil or the loose soil is easily taken away by the running rainwater. They are washed away by the rainwater. Okay. Whereas if the plantation or vegetation is there in the area, then the roots of the plant, roots of the trees holds the soil together, and if it rains also and if the rainwater is flowing also, they don't allow the top layer of the soil, fertile layer of the soil to get washed away or taken away easily by the rainwater. So deforestation, if cutting down of trees will be done, then it leads to soil erosion. It makes the soil get eroded away, get washed away, get blown away. Another factor, overgrazing. As the name suggests, grazing. Grazing, eating away by cattle. Eating away by cattle is known as grazing, right? Ghas charna. And overgrazing, that means if the whole part of the grass is taken away, okay, if the whole part of the grass is taken away or eaten away by the cattle, by the animals, then that area also becomes free. Free means empty, and if the soil is exposed, wind comes and takes away the soil. Grasses also holds the soil together because grasses also has the roots, right Nabita? Yes, because grasses also has the roots. It has an important role in holding the soil together. So if there are grasses on the ground, from there also very less amount of soil erosion takes place or no soil erosion takes place. But if there are no grasses, then from there the wind takes away the top fertile layer of the soil, or rainwater washes away the fertile layer of the soil easily. So grasses are playing an important role in holding the soil together, in holding the soil firmly. And overgrazing by cattle, overgrazing by animals removes the grasses, making the soil to get blown away, making the soil to get washed away by the rainwater, making the soil to get eroded away, right? So these are the factors for soil erosion. First, you remember what is soil erosion, and then you remember these two factors, deforestation and overgrazing. overgrazing. What is deforestation? What is overgrazing? And how these are responsible for the erosion of the soil. Okay? So, these are the factors of soil erosion. You should remember the soil erosion. What is soil erosion and what are the factors responsible for it? By learning or by revising. Okay? Moreover, you should write in your copy after learning what are different kinds of soil and what are the characteristic of it. Okay, what are the characteristic of different kinds of soil and what are different kinds of soil found in our country. You should always remember these things. You should know these things. Okay, that is very important. I am leaving over here only. In my next class, in continuation class or in the next forward coming class, we are going to discuss about soil conservation. What is soil conservation? What are the different methods of soil conservation and all these things. But the homework is you should learn and you should write in your copy what is soil erosion and what are the two factors that are responsible for soil erosion and what are different types of soil that are found in the country. What are different kinds of soil that are found and what are the different characteristics of those soil. Okay, you should learn and you should write it in copy. Till the next time we are going to meet. Have a nice day. Have a wonderful day. Thanks.